Alpharetta prices without Alpharetta prices? I'm ranking Peachtree Corners neighborhoods from luxury to entry level. I'll prove where your dollars go further. Before you tour anything in Peachtree Corners, watch this video.
But hey, we're not only gonna tell you about houses today, we're also gonna check out some of these new amenities in the nice renovated forum, starting with Politan Row, where tacos, sushi, and curry all hang out at the lunch table like best buddies.
Welcome back everybody to my YouTube channel. If you were with me on the last video, know that I broke down the various neighborhoods surrounding Greater Atlanta Christian. I chose the west side. My name is Alex with the World Team, and today I'm gonna break down Peachtree Corners. I've lived in Cobb County, I've lived in Fayette County, Fulton County, DeKalb County, Spalding County. I've never lived in Gwinnett County. You don't know what you don't know until you get there. The first thing that made Peachtree Corners super appealing was the 10-minute commute to 285. Wanted an area that wasn't overinflated in prices. Peachtree Corners was pretty much an undervalued market for what it is. Prices were reasonable. We looked at Simpson Elementary and we saw that it was one of the highest ratings in the whole metro Atlanta area. Another thing I liked about this area is that there is a YMCA right in my backyard. There is a Lifetime right down the street from the YMCA. I am into fitness, but you know, I am also a foodie. So we are looking for kind of a combination of the ability to still have some great options close by. Buford Highway is right around the corner. Let's jump right into the comprehensive guide to all the neighborhoods in Peachtree Corners. First stop, luxury, which ranges from $900,000 to $1.5 million plus. Luxury buyers assume the same price buys you the same lifestyle everywhere you go in Atlanta, but that is far from true. In Peachtree Corners, you can get river access, big lots, and strong schools for less than the comparable neighborhoods like Alpharetta. Let me show you.
When people think luxury in North Atlanta, they usually picture Alpharetta. Gated entries, big lots, fancy swim and tennis clubs. But here's the thing, in Peachtree Corners, you get the same luxury lifestyle for 30 to 50% less. And each luxury neighborhood here tells a different story. Take Neely Farm, for example. Drive through the entrance and it feels exclusive. These homes were built in the 90s, but they were ahead of their time. Large 4,000 to 6,000 plus square foot estates on wooded lots, some even with private river access to the Chattahoochee. The community comes alive with swim and tennis matches, a clubhouse that's always busy, and playgrounds for families. I mean, kids are like riding their bikes everywhere in here. You'd love it. You'll find two types of buyers here. The one who really loves the fully updated $1.5 million ready to move in home, and the visionaries who snag something closer to $1 million and put their stamp on it with a full renovation. Now cross over to Amberfield and the vibe changes. Built mostly in the late 90s, the homes here lean traditional and colonial, but the heartbeat is the community, and the yards, I mean, they're sizable, good sized lots here. Pickleball games, swim teams, and one of the few places where you can literally walk or bike down a trail straight to the Forum or the YMCA. If I had to choose one neighborhood from this tier for myself, it would probably be here. The homes are big enough to raise a family of 4 without even needing to upsize, and you're zoned for Simpson Elementary and Pinckneyville Middle, which are both huge drivers of value here. Take your pick. Then you've got Waterside, which is totally different flavor of luxury. Picture a modern gated community with custom builds, clean architecture, and sweeping river views. But it's not just detached estates here. You'll find everything from cottage homes to townhomes to even garden level condos, all wrapped into one HOA. It's versatile, stylish, and appeals to people who want that turnkey luxury feel without the yard work. And keep in mind, this neighborhood is one of the few that spans all 4 price categories, because you can find prices in each one depending on what you're looking for. And finally, the hidden gem, the Reserve at East Jones Bridge. It's boutique, gated, tucked away next to the river. The homes are massive. I mean, 6,000 to 7,000 plus square feet. But what you're really buying here is privacy and exclusivity. It feels like its own little pocket of Peachtree Corners, just steps from nature. In the luxury tier, you've got options from resort style traditionals in Neely Farm to the community first lifestyle of Amberfield to modern HOA managed living in Waterside to the secluded estates of the Reserve. That's the beauty of Peachtree Corners luxury. It's not one size fits all. There's a story and a lifestyle for everyone.
Another nice new amenity is the rebuilt green space in the Forum right here behind me, called the Plaza. It features 6,650 square feet of turf space with a raised performance stage and a large LED screen for movies and live events, serving as the main venue for over 100 events each year at the Forum. Now let's move to the high to mid range, which typically means you're buying from the 700 to the 900,000, which is a sweet spot for many buyers, perfect for growing families who want both space without crossing into full luxury pricing.
Now, one of the absolute classics here is Peachtree Station. Drive through and you'll notice how every street feels settled with mature trees and a mix of old and new. The homes were mostly built in the 80s, so you'll see a wide range. Some are fully renovated, super nice, and pushing into the high 800s, sometimes even low 900s, while others still feel original and can be found in the low 700s needing a renovation. What makes it unique is the freedom factor. The HOA is voluntary, but the swim and tennis club is top notch if you want it. So families love having the choice and community when they want it, but flexibility when they do not want it. Now, if Peachtree Station is the steady old guard, then Riverfield and Linfield are like Amberfield's little brother and sister. Built in the 90s, they share the DNA of those bigger field clubs neighborhoods, but at a slightly more approachable price. The homes here run from 3,000 square foot to 5,000 square feet, usually 4 to 6 bedrooms, and most sell right in the 800,000 range, some also dipping into the low 9s. But the real story in Fields Club itself, a master swim and tennis hub with 2 pools, including a junior Olympic pool with a water slide, tons of tennis and pickleball courts, a clubhouse, playgrounds, even a baseball field. If you want your kids to grow up in a place that feels like one giant neighborhood family, this is it. And bonus, the neighborhoods sit right next to Simpson Elementary and Simpsonwood Park, so very walkable. Over on the Spalding side, you'll find 2 cousins of sorts, Spalding Park Place and Spalding Mill. Park Place is clean, manicured, and low maintenance. Built in the early 2000s, homes are around 3,000 to 3,500 square feet, not including the basement if you have a finished basement, with smaller lots and a central park instead of big amenities like pools and tennis courts. It's perfect for buyers who want the look of a well-kept neighborhood without a lot of yard work. Just down the road, Spalding Mill, on the other hand, is more of a swim tennis enclave. With about 100 homes built in the early 2000s, the homes here run larger. They're around 2,500 to 4,500 square feet, and the community has its own pool, tennis courts, and playground. Plus, people love the fact that it's walkable to the town center because it's like right down the street. Now let's cross over Medlock Ridge Road. This is where the school lines shift, and also where you can find some hidden gems, Highcroft and Apremont. They may not be in the Simpson School District, but they make up for it in value and character. Highcroft is tucked away off East Jones Bridge, quiet, tree-lined, with homes from the late 90s and early 2000s. They've got the classic brick open floor plan look, usually in the mid to high 700,000s or low 800,000s, and the lots are just big enough to give you privacy without being an overwhelming size piece of land. And then there's Apremont, one of my personal favorites. It's a smaller neighborhood, so small that many homes here sell by word of mouth before they even hit the market. Built around the same time as Highcroft, these homes tend to be larger, 3-sided brick with open layouts, basements, and updated interiors. Prices usually fall between the high 700s to mid 800s, It has cul-de-sac charm and real sense of community. The lots are a little bit bigger than Highcroft, and the neighborhood is really small and niche. If you want something that feels both upscale and intimate, Apremont is where you would look. So the high mid-range gives you freedom and charm of Peachtree Station, community energy of Riverfield and Linfield, the low maintenance vibe of Spalding Park Place, town center walkability of Spalding Mill, and the tucked away gems of Highcroft and Apremont. This is where families land when they want space, amenities, and great schools, but also value.
Peachtree Parkway is a busy 4-lane highway carrying over 40,000 vehicles daily, making it tough and unsafe for pedestrians to cross this street between the Forum and the town center. So to fix that, the city built a pedestrian bridge complete with elevators and stairs. Not only keeps people safe, but also connects the city's systems, showing Peachtree Corners' focus on smart growth and connectivity. Looking for that classic Peachtree Corners vibe without breaking the bank? Welcome to the mid-range entry-level market, which typically demands a price range of $500,000 to $700,000. Perfect mix of space and savings. Finally, a neighborhood that won't empty your wallet before you even move in.
Let's start with Avocet, and I can speak from experience because it's where my family currently lives. These homes were built in the 90s and they average around 2,400 to 3,200 square feet with open layouts that work great for families. HOA dues run about $800 annually, which gets you swim, tennis, a playground, and beautifully kept common areas. To me, Avocet feels like the little brother of nearby Highcroft and Apremont. Same look with the brick and stucco facades, but friendlier price point. This is one of the most approachable ways to buy in Peachtree Corners if you want amenities and community. That being said, it does zone to Berkeley Lake versus Simpson Elementary. Now, right across from Town Center, you'll find Brookfield Chase and Turnberry Oaks. These neighborhoods are all about walkability. Imagine walking to concerts, shops, and restaurants, then heading back home on foot from the town center. Pretty cool. Brookfield Chase, built in the early 2000s, offers 2,500 to 3,200 square foot homes as well on cul-de-sacs with modest HOA fees. Turnberry Oaks, just next door, gets a bit bigger, 3,000 to 4,000 square feet with side entry garages and its own pool. Both sell around 600,000. Both are favorites for people who want that true suburban walk to everything lifestyle all combined in one place. Step back a little in time with Spalding Corners. Developed in the 80s, this community is filled with 2-story traditional brick homes on larger lots with mature trees. They typically run 2,500 to 3,500 square feet and sell between $500,000 to $600,000. Some even dipping in the 700s if they're really nicely updated. So some are fully renovated and modern kitchens and baths. Others still carry that 80s charm and need that update, the renovation. The neighborhood offers optional swim and tennis. So again, you've got flexibility here. On the other side of the city near the Forum is Avala. It's small, about 40 to 50 homes, which makes it feel intimate and private. Homes here were built in the late 90s, usually 2,800 to 3,500 square feet, selling in the high 500 to mid 600s. There's no big swim and tennis complex, but the walkability to both the Forum and the town center is the selling point here for sure, as well as being zoned to Simpson Elementary. It feels like your own quiet enclave in the middle of all the action. Now, North Manor is another strong option, tucked off Peachtree Corners Circle. It's a mid-sized community from the 80s with about 80 to 100 homes, 2,400 square feet to 3,200 square feet on average, actually larger lots. Prices average in the mid 500s to the 600s, and mature trees give it that established, lived-in character. You're also still close to Simpson Elementary, which makes it a draw for families. Then there's Walden Mill and Wentworth. If you drove in one of them, they are combined by street, so you would feel like you're basically in the other one. Sitting right behind Amberfield, these homes were built in the late 70s and early 80s, typically 2,500 to 3,200 square feet, selling in the 500s to low 600s. The appeal here is honestly location. Walkable to Simpson Elementary, Simpson Wood Park, and close to the Forum, so very walkable area here. Finally, Belhaven offers a smaller, more affordable option from the 90s. Homes average 2,100 to 2,400 square feet, usually selling in the 500s. But here's the bonus. You get a community pool, tennis courts, playground, and sidewalks with HOA dues around $500 annually. For families who want amenities without stretching the budget, Belhaven is a perfect fit. Yet, because it's just on the other side of Medlock Bridge means you're zoned for Berkeley Lake versus Simpson Elementary. So that pretty much wraps up the mid-range entry level. Whether it is the community perks of Avocet, the walkability of Brookfield Chase and Turnberry Oaks, or the value in places like Spalding Corners and Belhaven. This price range is where many buyers fall in love with Peachtree Corners and still feel like it's affordable. And hey, if you and your family are considering buying in Peachtree Corners or selling in Peachtree Corners, we are working both buyers and sellers in this market, so we can either help you find the exact right home because we know the inventory that is currently available, or we can help you dial in that perfect buyer who's willing to pay you the right price for your home because we're working buyers in the area. So please give us a call directly. Our information is attached below, and we would love to work with you.
If you're chilling at the Plaza Green or just feeling a tiny bit guilty for using someone else's bathroom while you're house hunting, don't worry, the Forum has got your back. The Breezeway is not only a cool covered spot with comfy seating, it also boasts some of the cleanest bathrooms in all of Peachtree Corners. For the buyers looking under 500, sorry, you're not allowed to look here. Just kidding. Finding detached homes under 500,000 in Peachtree Corners is tough, not impossible. Most options in this range are townhomes or older houses needing updates. It's a great way to break into the market and start building equity in a city that keeps growing in demand. The entry-level price ranges from $400,000 to $500,000 on average.
A rare gem in this price range is Dunwoody Manor, and I know what you're thinking, that looks exactly like North Manor. The difference is the school districts. This one is zoned to Peachtree Elementary, North Manor is zoned to Simpson. Built in the late 70s, typically 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. Think traditional layouts, very much like North Manor, mature trees, and a neighborhood feel. It's affordable, gives you space, and sits right across the street from Lifetime Fitness, close to Peachtree Industrial, so very easy to access the city. But if detached homes are scarce, townhomes really carry this price point. Take Town Center Overlook. It's a newer, small cluster of townhomes walkable to Peachtree Corners Town Center right across the street. They run just under 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and sell right around $500,000. If you want to walk to the concerts, dining, and the town green, this is a prime entry point. Hampshire Place. Built between 2006 and 2008, these townhomes feel modern and spacious. Many have basements and 2-car garages, and the floor plans average 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, and at times can be bigger because of potential basement. Inside, you'll often see hardwood floors, granite counters, and 9-foot ceilings. The community has a pool, sidewalks, and private decks, with HOA dues around $400 a month. For buyers who want affordability without sacrificing amenities, Hampshire Place is a big win. Then there's West Chase Commons, neighborhood that was partially built in 2006 and then finished off in 2014. Picture 4-sided brick townhomes, 2 or 3-story layouts with 2 to 4 bedrooms and 2-car garages. Sizes run 2,500 square feet all the way up to 3,500 square feet for the 4-bedroom units, and sales range from mid 400s to the mid 5s for the largest units. It's tucked off Technology Parkway, making it perfect for anyone working in Technology Park, Atlanta. Finally, we have Berkeley Chase and Berkeley Terrace, neighboring gated communities built in the mid-2000s. Both offer 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom townhomes averaging about 1,900 to 2,000 square feet. These are basically identical complexes. With 2-car garages, HOA dues are budget-friendly, around $230 a month for Berkeley Chase and $170 a month for Berkeley Terrace. The big difference is the location. Berkeley Chase sits off Spalding Drive, which makes it slightly more walkable to the town center and things like that, while Berkeley Terrace sits off Peachtree Industrial, offering quieter surroundings and lower HOA. Pricing reflects that though. Chase runs in the high 400s, while Terrace usually sits in the low to mid 400s. So if you're buying in Peachtree Corners under $500,000, your best bet is either an old home like Dunwoody Manor or one of the many townhome communities, each offering its own balance of affordability, location, and amenities. It may be the entry-level tier, but it's also the gateway to building long-term equity in one of Atlanta's most in-demand suburbs. There you have it, 26 neighborhoods across every price point here in Peachtree Corners. From gated riverfront luxury to starter homes under $500,000. This city really does have everything for pretty much anyone. And that's exactly why my family chose to call it home. But here's the catch. With so many options, one wrong street can change the school zone, your HOA rules, or even your resale value. And that's why Maliana and I spend every day helping families navigate these neighborhoods. We're right here at our office building, as you can see behind me in the top side of the forum. So drop a comment with the neighborhood you'd love to live in or reach out directly. Don't forget to subscribe for more Atlanta suburb guide. We're going deep dives into Alpharetta, Johns Creek, Roswell. And hey, if you've made it all the way to the end, you either really love real estate or you're just nosy about your neighbors. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.